Yo, what's good, people? It's Ocean here. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we got a special guest. We got Bricks the Main on the podcast. What's good, bro?
What's going on, my brother? Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good, man. Good. I'm glad to have you on, man. Bricks is a producer. He's got many placements. He's doing big things for the community, and it's good to have him on today. Before we get into the topics and stuff, usually when someone comes on for the first time, we like to take it all the way back to the beginning, the come up story. So yeah, let's hear about yours, man. How did you get into the game? How did you start making music?
Well, I had I guess a pretty average come up as far as everybody starts making music when they're in school and stuff, most people, and then they grow up and start getting into the different studios. So that's basically what I did. I interned in the studio in Atlanta, and I started meeting a bunch of people, and I started working at other studios, started meeting a bunch of people there, so it was a bunch of networking. But there was a bunch of ups and downs in my personal life, and that kind of made me go harder as well. There was a point in time when I didn't have a place to live, so I used to just stay in the studio real late and act like I was working super hard, but really I didn't have nowhere to go. They was like, dang, he's working crazy hard, but I was like, nah, I really, but nobody obviously knew that. But, so, I was working on my beats, interning. I interned under a guy named Seth Firkins, which was Future's engineer. At the time, he was engineering for Young Jeezy, and he passed away. But I was going to intern for another guy, but crazy story. So I'm going to the studio. I get in the elevator. It's this big white guy in the elevator. It's Seth, right? I'm not knowing who Seth is at the time. But we're going up the elevator, going to the studio. The elevator gets stuck.
Oh, man.
The elevator gets stuck, and we're in there for an hour, 45 minutes or so, until the fire department comes and gets us out. So after that, we kind of built a relationship, because obviously, if me and you are stuck in the elevator for 45 minutes, you're gonna know who I am at the end of that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I built a relationship with him, start interning, start doing sessions, and that transpired into placements, and
And here we are today. I think in today's day and age, yeah, a lot of producers are trying to get it on the internet, trying to get placements on the internet. But I don't really hear much people talk about, doing the whole internship route and going into the studios. Do you think that's necessary today? Or do you think would you say for yourself, for example, you found it absolutely key or necessary to go through? Or do you think that's kind of an outdated model and you can get it in other ways now?
I still think that is still the model. Now, due to COVID, obviously, that's a little more difficult than it once was. It was still difficult back then because it was still competitive. But it's the thing that gets people placements, unless you're just a loop maker that makes loops, the only way to get placements is connections. You have to know somebody or know the artist and be able to get your beat into the hands of this person. The only way that you can do that is if you know them or you know somebody that knows them. So you're going to have to network with people at some point in time. Now, does it have to be in person? It doesn't. However, that in-person impression and that friendship and relationship, that bond that y'all can build in person is so much deeper than just an MP3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where, if you have a relationship with this person, they will almost make sure that you're on the project. Because you become a producer and they know, they value your opinion. It's being in the room, being in the session, and then that transpires into other rooms because you meet people in that room that have access to these other people. So being in person is a huge plus. I would much rather be in person every single time if I could. Now, obviously, a lot of producers are making it online. That's great. Do both. But that in-person interaction, building that relationship, and the chemistry that comes with it, because you gotta understand that you saying it's outdated. That's because there's a lot more beat makers in the market. Being a producer, what you gotta understand is when I go in the studio, I'm not going in the studio to make a beat.
Yeah.
I'm going to the studio to make a song because I can make hundreds of dollars off of this beat, but I can make a lifetime of money off of a song. My kids can eat off of a song. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. You might have the hottest beat and you might have a big artist on that beat, but if it's not a good song, You know what I'm saying? So me as a producer, I gotta go in there. Like, I'm not the type of producer that goes in there and just loads up beats and just let them people go in there and do whatever they want to do. They don't know, especially a producer like me. I generally have more hits than the artist. So they kind of looking at me like, what do you think about this? What should I do? So I kind of built my name around, I'm like the opposite of a yes man. Like, I'm like, no, try this. It's always constructive criticism, but we're trying to make the best song that we can possibly make. I don't want to just keep rambling, but that's how it is, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I remember listening to another podcast of you. You was saying how you had a studio in the beginning. You made a studio, and that was like a way for you to connect with artists. What made you get rid of the studio? How comes you decided to move away from that?
Because I was touring so much. Like, I did 2 tours with Thug, and then I toured with Drake in the UK. And so I was like, at first, I was never there. At first, I didn't want to leave my studio to tour. I told them, like, listen, if you want me to tour, you're going to have to pay me more than what I'm already making. Because I was already making bank because I have a studio. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're going to have to make it make sense for me to leave. So they made it make sense. And then I keep coming in town, and, you know, I come in town, shit is broken, or, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to take care of your stuff like you take care of it. So after like months and months and months, it's just like, okay, this doesn't make sense. And then I started getting more placements. I started selling a lot more beats. So I was like, the money that I'm missing at the studio, I'm kind of compensating for it by selling more beats, and my notoriety is going up, and I'm getting more placements. So it became I wanted to go full digital, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted everything that I do to be digital. So the studio was like, it was like an anchor. Like, I'm in London or I'm in Paris and I'm there for 3 weeks. I don't have time to come empty the trash out.
Yeah, no, like, I hear what you're saying. It's definitely nice to just be like completely online versus like, I mean, obviously it's nice to have a studio because you can go there, you can work, you can have people come through. But yeah, as you said, man, it definitely like kind of ties you to just stay there rather than, you know, being a bit more flexible when you're online and that. But I know you're one of the producers. I don't really see many producers that do this, but you're heavy on your traveling. You go to different places. You go to, as you're saying, like Paris, London. You like integrate into the city and get it going there. What kind of like, I don't know, why did you decide to start traveling? What influenced you to start going to all these different places?
Well, I mean, I really just wanted to, I think that's everybody's bucket list. It's somewhere on their bucket list. They want to see the world and stuff like that. And, you know, coming from the place that I came from, I never really thought that was possible for me. I was like, it was like just seeing something on TV. Like, I didn't think that I could go do all these amazing things. You know what I'm saying? But eventually I built up that belief that, okay, this is possible for me. Because, okay, to keep it 1,000 with you, I'm interning at the studio, right?
Yeah.
And Instagram just came out, right? And I'm seeing girls traveling all over. And me, I'm not knowing, what they're doing. Now I know, obviously. But back then I was like, how are these girls like going everywhere? Yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if they do it, I know I can do it. So it kind of, and I just kind of got obsessed with the world. Like, I just wanted to experience the world. And I'm not a one-dimensional producer. A lot of producers, their whole life is just, I make beats.
Yeah.
Me, I like to study philosophy, all types of things. I like to travel and see it. So I've been to over 65 countries now. You know what I'm saying? But you're in the UK, right?
Yeah.
What part?
I'm in London.
What part?
Do you know Camden, North London?
Yeah, of course, right in the middle.
Yeah. That's where I'm based.
Stayed in Camden.
Yeah.
Stayed in Camden. I lived in London for like 2 years almost.
Oh, nice, man.
You know
Whereabouts was you in London?
Bruh. Vauxhall, Stockwell. I lived in Hammersmith for like 4 or 5 months. I lived in Canary Wharf. I lived
all over.
What I'm saying?
Yeah. All over the place, man.
So I do a lot of work with UK. Like, this is 2 UK plaques right here.
Yeah, I see, man. You got the Octavian one behind you.
And this is KSI.
Sick, man.
So, you know, I done did the Stormzy, the gigs, but I just kind of, after I toured with Drake, I started meeting like all of those upper people in the UK. So I was like, all right, fuck, my bad, I can't cuss, can I?
No, you can go for it. It's all good.
So I was like, you know what? I'm about to go take over this market. So I went to the UK. and I stayed. I was like, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
the traveling, now it's become a part of my brand. But at first it was just like, I just wanted to use this opportunity that I had to see the world because I was making money doing what I wanted to do in my life. And I made it to where it was online now. So now I'm like, oh, I can make beats in Japan. I can make beats there. It doesn't matter now. So that kind of enabled me to travel and just constantly wanted to stay inspired,
Yeah, no, that's sick, man. That's definitely, I think most producers' dream to be able to, or not even just producers, but I think people's dreams in general,
Yeah.
just to like be able to be like, as they say, location independent and just travel to all these different places, but still be able to make a living, which is sick. But one thing you do, whenever you go to these countries, you're able to like lock in with local artists and get to work still. So what's like some things you do to like integrate yourself into a city and like get tapped into the network and start working?
Well, first of all, no offense to any other countries other than America, but America kind of runs the music sound as far as trap.
Yeah.
Any country that I go to, they want to sound like trap. So when I come to your city, I'm the odd thing. I'm in Atlanta right now. I'm from Atlanta. I am trap music. So when I come there, they're like, oh, it's an authentic trap producer here. Like, I want to get in with them. And then it's like, okay, I can reach any big artist because I work with Drake. I've worked with these people. So they're like, oh. And then it's only one of me there. Like, they're like, oh, we got to get in with him. So this was like my MO when I was traveling heavy. So what I would do, I would go to the city. You know what I'm saying? I would get with some girls, and I'd be like, yo, who the hottest rappers here? And they'll be like, this guy. Then I'll hit them up. You know what I'm saying? I hit up all these people, and then they're going to tap back as me. You know what I'm saying? My brand is put together. They're going to hit back. So then I'll start getting in with them. And then I'll make sure like that they post me as well. So now the whole scene has seen me now. So now it's even more rappers hit me up, and I just take over the area. Like, but I have that heat too. Like, I got beats they just can't get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the same time.
No, that's cool, man. I guess it's definitely you have to have the brand behind it to pull that off.
Yeah, it made it a lot easier, honestly. Just being American as well, but like just I would say you being British coming to America, it would be easier for you to do a lot of things. You could get girls easier. You could get in the rooms easier because you're British. People are just intrigued by your Britishness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. For sure. I'm sure like when you was in England and you start speaking and they hear the American accent, they're like, oh, they start getting all interested.
Yeah.
Where you from? Blah blah blah. Yeah, that's sick, man. So out of the 65 countries that you've been to, what's your most underrated country when it comes to music?
Ooh. Bro, the UK has a lot of great music.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
You're from there, so maybe, y'all like UK or nothing else. Like, y'all so patriotic to the UK music. UK has the most underrated rappers, lyricist wise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely the most underrated because you guys can rap circles around American rappers. Like, I'm gonna just say it. Like, y'all can rap.
Yeah, I think UK's definitely got some top tier rappers, but
y'all got like spitters like J. Cole, Kendrick, like spitters. Like even my boy Avelino, Wretch.
Yeah, Avelino's hard, man.
Spitting crazy, like.
Yeah.
So that's definitely super underrated.
Yeah, I think England has some top tier rappers. It's just like only a few have been able to really like branch out of the UK and make it worldwide. I feel like there's definitely, I don't know, what do you call it, like an accent barrier.
100%, and a lingo barrier too.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a big one. Okay, so what would you say is your favorite country that you've been to so far?
Man,
just in general.
All the time.
Or top three.
I get this question all the time, and it's like they're all really special in their own way, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't really compare Japan to Morocco. That's dope. You know what
Two
I'm
different
saying?
vibes.
They're all really amazing. I got places that I hated, but that's just because I wasn't smart enough to know, hey, don't go there. You know what I'm
No, I
saying?
hear you. I hear you on that one. And would you say, yeah, traveling has helped develop your sound in any way? Has it influenced the way you make music at all?
100%.
Mm.
Because so what's so dope about making music is it's a universal language. So it's like I've been to Vietnam and I'm making beats with like three 15, 16-year-old Vietnamese because they don't speak no English, but okay, you're on, and they're doing something, then I get on, then I'm doing something. And you know what I'm saying? So we're
Yeah.
communicating through the music. I'm learning things from them, they're learning things from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an amazing thing. It's just a universal language. You know what I'm saying? So I can constantly learn from all these cultures. So I used to go to UK. They're learning stuff from me. I'm learning stuff from them. I take it back home. I got an edge.
Yeah.
They take they got super edge. You know what I'm saying? So it really just helped me hone in on my skills heavily.
Yeah, man. I can imagine like collabing with producers in different parts of the world. They just have their own way of doing things. So you always pick up little things when you're collaborating with other people, for sure, man. But obviously, we all know that you've got a ton of placements. I think one of your biggest placements, in my opinion anyway, probably something else in your eyes, but one of your biggest ones is Live Up to My Name, which is like the Toronto anthem in a way. How did that whole beat and placement come about?
I got a platinum plaque coming for that one too. I just ordered it.
Nice. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, sick. It just went platinum. So basically how Live Up to My Name came about. So when I first opened up my studio, right, and I started making money, I said I was gonna start traveling, right? So I started going to Paris. I went to Paris for 9 months and I would just come to Atlanta, check on the studio, and leave. You know what I'm saying? So I was like in France, heavy, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up linking up with producers there. I ended up learning all the studios and stuff like that, getting out in with the artists, this, that, and the third. I got a couple French plaques as well. But that's going to tie into the story later. So a couple years later, 3 years later, I'm on tour with Drake. Now, Drake actually wrote Live Up to My Name. If you look in the credits, it says Aubrey Graham. And then I have the original where it's his voice.
Okay.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
what, he vocaled the whole thing and put it down
Not
on
the
the
whole
track.
thing. So, all right, I'm going to tell you how I went in the story. Okay, so I'm touring with Drake. So obviously, man, my story is so crazy about the tour. So I'll just sum up the tour real fast, right? So originally, I'm on tour with Young Thug. Young Thug is on tour with Drake. So I'm there, right? He's opening up for Drake. Okay, eventually, like my whole goal was like, I want to get into this OVO camp. I want to start working with Drake, obviously, this and third. So
Yeah.
basically, there was a 2-part tour. It was a 2 parts of the tour. So I didn't know, but we was only doing the first part of the tour. So me and Young Thug and everybody, we went back to Atlanta, and I was like, nah, bro, like I want to work with Drake. So I took my backstage pass, right? I flew to Norway. That's where the show was that night. I left Atlanta. I took my backstage pass. I flew to Norway, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay on this tour and act like I'm still supposed to be here, even though I wasn't supposed to be here. I was
Yeah.
like, these people gonna see me every single day, because I had already met everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and they already knew I was a producer. They knew I had already worked with Drake and stuff like that. But I was like, I gotta get in. So I toured with them, and when they went to France, I was like, bet, this is my chance, because I already know every studio in France. So when we got to France, I set up a studio session. It was for Giggs and Baca. It was the same studio session. Me and Giggs in there, me and Baca in there. Popcorn was in there. I did a couple records with him. But so what I did was I got a Mercedes Sprinter. You know what a Sprinter is, right? A big van.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
The
I
big
got
white
the
vans.
van, I got the liquor, the girls, the weed, everything, because I had already lived there, so I already knew everybody. So I booked a big studio. I got all that. I sent that to them. I sent the van to them. I was
Okay.
like,
What is that, like a party bus kind of thing?
look, kinda. It
Okay.
was just a luxury You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had got everything. I went and got everything, and I was like, yo, I got a studio session. Y'all come through. I'm going to send the ride. So
Yeah.
I set up the session. I paid for it out of my pocket. I paid for everything out of my own pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get them to come to the studio. They came to the studio. I pull up the Live Up to My Name beat. We did a couple other records, but then he does like he's like, yeah, this is the one. He just started rapping, right?
Mm.
So it's me, Gigs, Popcorn, Chubbs, Nico, a couple OVO. I'm like, damn, I really got the whole OVO in here. I set this shit up. Wow. So we do the record. He does like a little bit of the first verse and a little bit of the hook. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, this is a banger. I was really trying to work with Popcorn and Gigs more. I was already working with Gigs, but I was like, I'm trying to work with Popcorn, nigga. That's gangster. So I guess he took the song back to Drake. Drake really wanted Baca to start rapping, you know what I'm saying? So Drake took the record, he recorded the rest of the record, and next thing you know, he brings it back to me. I hear the Drake version. At first I'm like, damn, I got another Drake song. But so I didn't know. So Baca re-records the vocals over the Drake vocals, and then I had that record. So I know I just took a long time to get back to there, but that's how that record came about. And then end up taking off, goes gold, goes platinum. We did wireless. It was nuts.
Oh man, that wireless with Gigs when he was performing
Insane.
what's this KMT? Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that clip, when I see that gives me like chills, man. That's fucking insane.
It's man, great.
But yeah, no, that story is incredible. It just goes to show you, like, it wasn't a straightforward, like, blueprint or path that you followed. It's many, like, you put this together, you put that together, then this happened, and that happened. It's kind of like many things had to happen for it to fall into place. Mm-hmm. Would you say, like, most of your placements have come from, I guess, like, a very, I don't want to call it unorthodox, but just, like, it wasn't straightforward. It's like you've put in little by little pieces for it to have like a big picture moment?
It's both. It's both. Like, I'm about working smart at the same time. Like, nowadays when I go in the studio, I'm going to go in the studio with people that are already getting the same type of placements as me. So let's say you getting placements, I'm getting placements. Me and you make a beat, there's twice the chance of it getting placed as opposed to me making it by myself. So now I do it more strategic now, but when I was coming up, it was just a bunch of
anything and everything.
Just, synchronization, if you want.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's cool. So you've got a course out right now which kind of teaches people basically how to hustle, if I had to put it in a nutshell. How to hustle, how to work with artists and stuff like that. Why did you decide to put this together now?
Okay, so the reason that I put it together now was because, you know, I used to be an online producer. I used to be on SoundClick and all of these things, selling beats online for a long time. I made a lot of money doing that. But now I saw the state of the space, and I was like, there's nobody that's really telling people, hey, do this, don't do this. It was kind of the space right now is like, there's no morals, there's no code to what is going on. It's just like, oh, I'm selling 300 beats for $5. You know what I'm saying? I see that everywhere. I'm like, and when I looked at it, when I was doing it, there wasn't no YouTubers talking about this and that. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, I feel like I'm trying to bridge the gap between the internet space, the YouTube space, the BeatStar space, and the industry. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the people that are really getting these crazy big records aren't on YouTube. And the people that are on YouTube are mostly talking about how to get these records, but they don't actually have them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to come and help get online producers to understand this is how you actually get it. I'm telling you how I really get placements on a daily basis, how to sell your beats. And the problem was I got a lot of backlash at first from the online community because I'm coming in there telling people what to do until they started seeing the results of what I'm telling you. When they start seeing the results, it's like, oh, he's the God. But at first they was like, what do you mean don't sell my beats for $20? Like, who are you to tell me this and this and that? I'm like, listen, you're destroying your brand. What you need to do, market yourself like this so you can charge this much for your beat, and then you can negotiate and get this and that. And then when you get a major placement, the record label will see, oh, we got to pay him this instead of them. Like, a lot of producers don't understand that they mess themselves up because they'll have their beats out there, 20 beats for $5. Then they magically get a placement with Travis Scott, and they be like, oh, I want $20,000 for this beat. But the label, they have a whole system of people that will just look you up and find out who you are, what have you done.
Yeah, I guess it'd be hard to justify a 20,000 fee when you have a beat for like $200-$300 online, innit?
Exactly. So, like, a little secret that I've been telling people to do is, I say, like, what people don't understand is you can do both. A big secret in the industry, a lot of people don't know this. They might get mad at me for saying this, but there's major producers that have beats online under a different name.
Oh, okay. So almost like an alter ego kind of thing.
Exactly. So I might be selling beats online, but I'm still bricks, multi-platinum, this, that, and the third, and I'm going to be able to charge 10, 20, 15,000, 25,000 for a beat, but I'm still getting that money too because I have a secondary account that you don't know it's me. So you can play both. Don't destroy your own brand for, you know what I'm saying? Because people are not thinking long term. They're thinking, oh, I got to pay the bills tonight, so I got to sell my beats for $5. You can still do that if you want. You can still do that. But just preserve your brand so that when your chance comes, you'll get that respect and you'll get paid and you won't get played.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what's one, because I guess like branding is something that's very key to you. That's something that is, I guess it makes the big difference when it comes to getting placements and stuff. What's a big branding mistake that you see producers doing? No, go ahead. No, I was gonna say something.
Devaluing their work.
Devaluing
Devaluing their work to no end. They dang near paying people to rap on their beats now. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is, it's just a confidence thing. You know what I'm saying? People don't really see the value in their work a lot of times. And trust me, just because you don't see the value in it, somebody's going to see the value in it and they're going to take advantage of that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Beats is so cheap now. I'll be saying you dang near don't even got to be a producer to be a producer. You could just go buy all these $1 beats and sell them for $20 and flip them.
Damn, that could actually be like a whole
million marketplace, because the beat's so cheap. It's just like marketing mistakes, devaluing your brand, spreading yourself too thin at the same time. It's just like things that are scarce hold value. You know what I'm saying? Do you want a wife or do you want a girl that's been with 1,000 guys? You know what I'm saying? These bigger rappers, they don't want beats that 1,000 people have had. You know what I'm saying? So spreading yourself too thin, that can ruin your brand. You know, because this is the thing. This is what I tell people when they're working with artists, a big mistake that people make. Giving beats away for free. I get a lot of people saying, oh, you should get a beats away for free. I got a lot of people saying they'll never get beats away for free. But this is the thing. The reason why I'm so against giving beats away for free is, for one thing, I've owned a studio. So saying that to say, I know once you give somebody a beat for free, you can never charge them after that. You can never charge them after that. Because they're going to be like, dang, he acting brand new. You know what I'm saying? You can never charge them after that. So that's one. For two, is devaluing your beat. Nobody wants free stuff. Like, if I tell you, hey, I'm going to give you this for free, you're going to be like, you're automatically just going to be like, this isn't worth, you know what I'm saying? If it's something that you know should cost money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people associate value with how much something costs. Is this shirt Gucci or is this shirt TK Maxx? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If it's Gucci, y'all gonna be like, oh, it's got value. You can't tell until I tell you how much it costs. If I tell you this shirt costs $1,000, it's Dior, you're gonna be like, oh, damn. It's the same shirt. It's just the marketing, the perception of that brand. So when you build your brand, like I've been telling people this. I can take somebody's beat and put my tag on it, and it will be worth $10,000. I can take somebody's $10 beat and charge $10,000 for it.
And that's all just because of the branding.
Exactly. The way I market it, the way you perceive the value of what I'm giving you, how I display it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You see, when you say free beats, do you mean literally like, okay, let's say, I don't know, I'll just say an artist, Lil Nas X, he hits you up, bro, send me a pack of beats. Would you charge him then? Or do you mean like you're going to charge him once he records to it and wants to put it out?
Okay. You're not going to charge a major artist up front because this is the thing. Let me slow it down because people are going to not understand what I'm saying. When he calls you and asks for the beat, I'm not going to charge him and send him the beat. Yeah. Because they have systems in place for that. The song is not going to go on the radio and you not get paid. It's not going to happen. Because a little unknown thing that a lot of producers don't understand is, let's say if I get this man a beat, he puts it on the radio, he doesn't pay me, I own 100% of everything that song generates. I own it.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
I can sue. I can do a takedown, a DCMA takedown. I know you're familiar with that, right? And every penny that has been generated off of my intellectual property belongs to me. Oh, if you have not paid me and we have not handled the business. So a label is going to make sure that they pay you and handle the business when the song is about to come out because they don't want that to happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So am I going to charge Lil Nas X off the first conversation when I'm in the studio giving him beats? No, because there's a process that he goes through to get his music out. Because this is the thing. A producer an artist that doesn't have a label situation, they might just take the beat and put it out on YouTube the next day and it's just out. A major artist, that's not going to happen. There's a lot of steps that go into getting a placement. They got to go through lawyers, manager, artist, A&R, this, that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just like I'm selling them a beat. You know what I'm saying? See, what people don't understand is when I say don't give free beats, it's to everybody, really, like major, but I'm going to charge him, just not right this second.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to charge this nigga.
Yeah.
Believe I'm going to charge this nigga. But just not right this second because the song ain't even came out. And I can elaborate on that more. It's your show, my brother.
No. I get what you mean. I thought for a second, like, you mean like no free beats. Like if someone hits you up, bro, you need to send me like money before this even leaves my computer or something. But no, I see what you mean.
If it's an independent artist, I need my money now.
Because
you don't have those systems in place.
Filters and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a label you don't have a lawyer. You don't have a manager. You don't have somebody that's handling your business. You're just a nigga that got auto-tune. You know what I'm saying? I need my money now because there's no guarantee that I'm going to get paid later. If there's a major artist, I'm guaranteed I'm going to get paid.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean now.
If it's a random person that doesn't have a label situation, you're not going to get paid unless you tell them to pay me. They're not going to just wake up and be like, oh, let me pay this guy. It's not going to happen.
Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense. So yeah, man, where can people find this course if they're interested in taking it and learning more about it?
Okay, so basically, I have two systems. I have a free training that I'm doing. If you just want to see what I'm all about, what I'm teaching, this, that, and the third, and you can get some gems. I'm giving out a lot of gems you can make money with in my free training. You can go to my Instagram, click the link in my bio, or we might put a link at the bottom of this video. Yeah. And then I have a paid training as well, and you can go to thebricksacademy.com and you can just go ahead and join if you already know that you want to join. I'm already getting my students placements. They're already getting a lot of bread. A lot of days they doing more money than me. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are just taking my teachings and just running with it and just going crazy. I'm like, wow, this is insane. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I'm extremely qualified to teach this because I live this. I know exactly what to do, what not to do. As you can see, I've been all around the world. I've got plaques all around the world. So I have a process that is repeatable in any country. Like I do this all over the world over years and years of time. And I started with absolutely nothing, you know, so I know every step of how to navigate this industry. It's a blessing. But you know, a lot of people don't, and there are not a lot of people like me that are going to open their mouth and explain. Because these major big producers, they're not really telling you how to do it. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not going and making videos telling you how to do it. So I felt like there was a gap in the market that I was like, okay, people need to know this information, and they don't have a way to get it. If I wasn't in the room with these major people coming up, I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would just be learning from people that don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I took the opportunity to go ahead and give my knowledge out because I was like, if I don't say it, I see everybody just going to end up giving their beats away for free, and the internet beat marketplace is going to just collapse. Because I saw it was just chaos. I'm like, okay, somebody has to step in and say, hey, stop messing up yourself, and you're messing up for everybody. The goal is for all of us to get rich off our beats and live an amazing, incredible life off of our beats. You know what I'm saying? But it takes somebody who already has done that to be able to tell you how to do that. So that's why I went ahead and put it out. So if you want to go to thebricksacademy.com, you can join my paid training. If you want to take my free training, go to my Instagram, click the link in my bio, and you know, that's that.
Yeah, man. I'm also going to leave a link in the description below if you want to check out both of those trainings. So yeah, definitely go click those links and check it out. Bro, I know you're a busy guy, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but thank you for coming through, man. If there's what do you call it? If you want to just shout out like your Instagram handle and everything for people to check you out.
Okay, my Instagram handle is Bricksdamane, so that's BRICKSDAMANE. Bricksdamane should be easy to find.
Cool, bro. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
My brother.